Hey guys, so I I noticed that Happily Never After is on YouTube. I watched it. I realized how good of a film it was, even back when I was a youngster. I've always loved the concept of, you know, I always loved the concept of the fairy tales going haywire and they're being controlled by a wizard. And the reason why the wizard has to control the fairy tales because because he has two assistants, Monk and Mambo. My thoughts on this film: when I first watched it, I didn't know if it was good from the start until I rewatched it again because when I saw the film and when I saw it again, I I I don't know why people and movie critics say that it's a ripoff of Shrek or of the Shrek franchise because it had a good voice cast, a good story, a great character design, and great characters. Besides, I mean, I mean, they even got Tom Kenny in it. He plays one of the additional voices, and they got one of the best film actresses of all time, Sigourney Weaver, to play as the stepmother, or Frida. And I'm not one of those people who fall in love for Frida, because I'm not one of those people. I only like Mambo and Monk, because Frida's for because for older audiences. She, because of her hourglass shape. Now, I always loved the concept of, okay, we've talked about that. The plot is very much likely a super bizarre retelling of Cinderella, but with Snow White and Red Riding Hood, the Boy Who Cried Wolf, the Rumpelstiltskin thrown in there. I mean, when I saw this film, I didn't realize that the E was a capitalized. Well, one thing that made the film stand out more was the use of music. Now, the sequel, Happily Never After 2, Snow White: Another Bite at the Apple, was trying to be a good success. It's trying to be just as good as Happily Never After was, but failed horribly. The animation was terrible than the first. The voices didn't even have Wallace Shawn, Andy Dick, or or the actress who played the fairy godmother in the first film. I mean, when I saw when I even the characters like Frida didn't even appear in the second film. So that seems like a letdown. I don't know why. Oh, I didn't mind the original Happily Never After. It did have a good storyline, and the use of music was just astonishing. I, and and the animation stands out quite well, like Toy Story did, even though it seemed jerky and fluid at the same time as well. It did look it looked like cutting edge at the animation looked like the animation that you would see in the 1980s, like John Lasseter. If John Lasseter did the animation in the 1980s, like The Adventures of Andre and Wally B, and yeah. because the film did good. I'm not saying that was. I'm not saying that movie goers are liars. I'm not saying that the film was bad. I just find it good. And when I'm and the film had good voice actors like Wallace Shawn, Patrick Warburton, Sigourney Weaver, and Tom Kenny, who played one of the wolves and one of the amigos and one of the dwarves, and John DiMaggio. You know John DiMaggio, oh, the one who played the voice of Bender from Futurama and Jake from Adventure Time. Well, he was one of the voice. He was the voices. He was the voice of two of the dwarves, and George Carlin as the wizard. And keep in mind that it was made by Vanguard Animation, who made Valiant, Space Chimps, and No Malone, and also Charming, in which a film I didn't know until I saw the trailer, and that had good voice actors, including musical celebrities. If you've watched Charming in theaters, please let me know. Or if you've seen the trailer, please let me know in the comments. Because some people consider it good, and some consider it a blatant ripoff of Shrek. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that say that it's a good film, and that's all I have to say.